Breaking news. 2 members of the No.1 Crude Mistakes podcast has been spotted roaming the Swedish and English countryside. Glenn, the Latin-tongued devil, and KJ, the Swedish metal grinder. They are not believed to be dangerous, other than to themselves, but do approach with caution. We are getting rumors that they're asking innocent bystanders for knife paraphernalia and that they are involved in some sort of occult knifealong. The rumors is yet to be confirmed and are murky at best. We'll keep you posted. Back to the workshop.
So, I'm in this knifealong with the 2 blokes I'm hosting a podcast with. But I have never made a knife before. So therefore I'm doing a design approach as I would have done anything. Asking myself the question, what makes a knife a knife? Well, it has a pointy bit, a sharp edge, and at the far end, a handle. The one-sided blades has a leading edge aligned with the upper side of the handle. The knife with a double-sided blade has a center line collinear with the handle. There are some knives that deviate from that standard, but when it comes to handles, some knives have these notched handles that fit your fingers. But they don't, because you really never ever hold the knife at the same angle. Ever. Making these just a nuisance. And although we call it a knifealong and not a competition, let's not kid ourselves and check out the competitors. First we have KJ from Crude But Efficient. A Swede with a hang of steel balls, chains and angle grinders. Then we have Glenn from No.1 Projects. A pommy that builds drumsticks, own a laser and rub everybody's noses in it, and speaks Latin. Now what KJ and Glenn has in common is that they know a blacksmith. How convenient. The problem is, I know that very same blacksmith, which easily could turn this challenge into 3 blades made by the same blacksmith where we just slap some various handles on them. So therefore I chose to go a different route. No steel, all handle. Sort of. I'm gonna make a butter knife. Out of wood. Now the only real problem with butter knives are that they usually have rounded tips, so you can never scrape that last bit of butter out. Now that's neither economically or environmentally friendly. So my knife will have an angled tip, for butter scraping purposes.
Am I humming Peppa Pig? Yes, I am. Alright, that's out. Alright, let's see. If we keep that a straight edge, and now we know this one. Alright, so that's what represents a box? That's a philosophical question if I ever heard one. This one. Well, this is roughly the shape of a box of butter. What is this? Oh, a light bulb. Alright, so let's say there's a grain of butter. Oh, nice. we have the size.
So after establishing the size and the main geometry, it's over to finding the design that works the best. Now this wasn't an easy task, so I ended up making a lot of templates and then did a lot of iterations on those before I headed over to CAD to make the final design. And when I had to cut out all these templates out of cardboard, I revisited the wish of getting a scroll saw. But then I realized I could just as well do this on a laser. So I still want a laser.
No. Alright, this should have been longer. Then I don't like to shape it. But this works, but you can't really utilize this because of your hand. So that's no. Okay. Not bad. That notch. Basically just a design feature, but it doesn't feel good in the hand. But yeah, this could work. You could use that part of the blade without touching, but you can't get your fingers in, so that's no. Alright, how about this one? Let's see. Alright, this is a maybe. That's a meh plus. Alright, so where are the others? Who knows? This one? Alright. This is actually within length. But it's more handle, less blade. That's good. I mean, I don't need much blade. I'm gonna be spreading butter. Yeah, well, that's a surprise. Sup plus. What's a surprise plus? That is. Now that's a lot of no's. But that's iteration for you.
Alright, I'm gonna glue this, gonna use polyurethane because there's a slight chance that they will be washed. In a machine, that is. And then the trusty acetone, since the teak is a bit on the fatty side, so to make sure that the glue sticks, do some minor cleanup of the gluing surface. Now that being said, using polyurethane, which is in many ways the worst glue possible, but it basically glues anything, so it's also a good glue in a bad way. Alright, so this one needs a bit of moisture, because that's how polyurethane works. Needs a bit of moisture to harden. So that should be enough. And then we do the same to the recently cleaned teak. Alright. Like this. How do we glue these together? I think these clamps should suffice more than enough for that. And then hopefully we'll get some glue on before the battery on the camera runs out, because it was a bit on the lower side. Oh, nice. That's a lot of glue, that is. Alright, here goes nothing. I'm not a fan of using too much glue. Because this should be enough, basically. More than enough, actually. And I do not want to sand more on the inside than strictly is needed. Okay, let's alright, that should be enough on that one. That should be enough on this one. It's weird how fast this crap starts to set. Alright. Now the nice thing about polyurethane, although it's being a crappy kind of glue, it expands. So if you get it clamping, you need a lot of clamping force, because since it does expand, it will try to pry everything apart. But if you manage to keep it together, not you but the piece, then of course it will fill any gaps. But if the gaps is too big, the glue will be somewhat, what you call it, foamy. So that's not good. So you need a tight fit. Alright, so now everything here is going to be ground down eventually. It doesn't really matter.
This is the first one I did just a few seconds ago. Don't know if you can see it in here. It's already foaming kind of good. So this could actually be cut down to size already tonight, but I think I'm gonna leave it until tomorrow, and this is gonna dry out like a mother if I don't make sure it's tight. Then it's over to the final stage, putting some food grade oil on this thing. Let's see how the colors pop. Moment of truth. Oh, look at that. Amazing. Question is, should I make a bath for it and then saturate it, because it needs a few coats before it's done. Alright, I'm gonna give it another go. I'm not going to dry it off too much because I'm going to let it soak in. Come back and give it another coat in a little while. Bring this one outside, don't want that one to spontaneously combust. Yep, that's a risk. So, better to be safe than sorry.
And that was it. Now we just wait until it dries a bit before we wipe off the excess, and then we'll give it a good once over with some butter. Reminds me, I need to bake some bread.
That was it. My contribution to the knife-along. There's just a whole lot of editing left. Oh well. Enjoy. Breaking news. 2 of the members of the No.1 Crude Mistakes podcast has been spotted roaming the Swedish and English countryside. Glenn, the Latin tongue lover, and oh, it's gonna love this.